All right, everyone. I'm excited to give you this weekly chart update for trading that ended the week of August 10th through 14th, 2020. I'm going to take you through weekly, daily, and short-term charts, and you're going to see a consistent theme. What I'm showing is consolidation late in this week that I think is providing pretty strong evidence of continuation of strong bullish moves for the rest of the month. So let's start by looking at the SPX weekly chart. There is nothing bearish about this chart. We have an RSI, a MACD, a Stoke line that is pointed up. We have just at the end of this week a 34 week EMA that's crossed over the 50-week EMA that is bullish. We see just a rising set of weekly bars approaching the all-time highs, and you can see the very bullish targets that I have up through the end of 2020. Now, with that said, we have to leave in the possibility that there was a major top that formed this week. There is some daily technical divergence that you'll see in a bit that possibly could be providing evidence of that. So I've got to put that blue alternate bear target on there. But as I continue to click through to QQQ, you're going to see, look at the strength of these indicators. So up, 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 all the moving averages up. Now possibly an indecisive candle here. Bears might get excited and say that looks like a hanging man candle. To me, it looks like either a long-legged doji, maybe moving towards a dragonfly doji, which I think is bullish. You can see here on QQQ the upside continuation. Slight possible negative divergence on the RSI, but I say slight. It's just slightly more than 1 percentage point in value. A strong week this coming week would completely wipe that out. Now let's get to some really interesting weekly charts. You're going to want to see big tech. So I've circled here back-to-back bullish weekly moves on Tesla, going all the way back to before the COVID crash. And could we repeat it right here? Could we have another bullish repeat that even potentially moves Tesla to all-time highs? Not saying it's going to happen. I want to just alert you visually to the possibility. Eventually, I have Tesla going above $2,100 and possibly beyond. Take a look here. We just got down here on the Stoke, a weekly Stoke. You've got the weekly RSI and the MACD still pointing up. Again, there's nothing bearish as of right now about these weekly charts. Let's go to Goog. So Goog has been compressing a little bit. I'm going to talk about that, especially on its daily and short-term charts, but you're going to see a potential for a major top in place with downside targets, but very, very bullish targets to the upside. Moving into Amazon, what I think is a very nice bull flag that has been charting that I think is waiting for a breakout. We've got a Stoke bullish cross. We've got a MACD that's still strongly in bull position. I think one more week's worth of candles provides a strong breakout above that top rail that right now I've got coded blue for a potential correction down to 2,800. But based on the weight of the evidence, I think low probability. I think bullish resolutions. There you see it on Amazon. Into Apple. Apple, strong. One of the strongest in this week, certainly since earnings. Look at these weekly candles since earnings. We've got almost 15%, almost 5%. This week, well above 3%. I think it can persist. Nothing bearish about this. Look at the RSI pointed up, the MACD pointed up, all the moving averages strongly up, and you can see a very aggressive channel. I think Apple targeting somewhere between 475 and 520. I'll get into those details now when I take you to the daily charts. So S&P daily. Now, the bears are going to go back to June, and they're going to cite this divergence that's in place along the RSI and the MACD. And yes, I absolutely see it. What I would say is we need to give the possibility that the major top was in place on Wednesday, a possibility that there could be a painful correction. I think the weight of the evidence suggests there's more upside. So this RSI bearish divergence, it can be wiped out with strong moves. So this divergence can continue, but strong moves can wipe it out. Again, look at the moving averages, all pointed solidly up. It's going to take a gap down Monday with continued selling and follow through for the week of August 17 to 21st to make this happen. Moving into Qs, Qs also has that potential divergence in place on RSI and MACD. That's what's going to get the bears excited. But I just don't think the pattern is done yet in Qs. We got to leave the possibility of the downside targets, but I see 283 and all the way up to 300 and above as the bull targets. Okay, so let's get into some of the big tech names on the daily. And you're going to see the huge move up after the stock split announcement Tuesday night into Wednesday's trading, a 13% daily move. I was fortunate to be holding call options in Tesla at Tuesday's close. I didn't get shaken out, and I took some big profits on those into the week. And you're going to see when I show you the short term, a consolidation place where I re-added. Okay, so an aggressive bull channel. You're going to see in this consolidation, which I think is just a really nice here bull flag, volume declining and then bursting out on the breakout. And I think we want to see those big green volume bars continue if, in fact, we do get these upside targets on Tesla. Okay, now Goog. Take a look at this Goog. What I think is a cup plus handle breakout that just occurred Wednesday through Friday of this week, and a really nice retest on Friday of this lower supporting rail and the 13-day EMA. I think that is a bullish retest. You can see my upside targets on Goog. I think this cup plus handle pattern here, I think it has already shown that it wants to resolve to the upside. Amazon, it has yet to show its own cup plus handle pattern resolving to the upside. It tried on Wednesday. Sorry, that would be on Thursday. It pierced this upper resistance rail as it is right now and pulled back a little bit, but it found support at the 13-day EMA. I think a bullish week would put it above about 32.10, and then anything running up above that, you can see my very, very bullish upside targets. So these patterns, they are repeating. You're seeing them over and over. You're going to see it again in Facebook. So this is zoomed out a little farther on Facebook daily, but here's what I think is another bull flag. I think a close on Friday just challenging the top rail of that bull flag. And this target here, right around 295 to 296, that is really the only one that I would project to upside in Facebook. Based on the internal counts of these waves, that's where I see Facebook going. You're going to notice that I don't even right now on Facebook, I don't have a bear target in play. I see two bull targets up. Look at the volume compression as the volatility compressed into what I think is that bull flag. Volume goes down. That's exactly what you want to see. So then what we want to see on Monday is a big breakout on strong volume. That's what would confirm that pattern. Getting into Apple, I don't have it charted, but right here, this is Apple's bull flag. It's already broken, and I think it's already retested. I want you to take a look at daily volume. If I put my crosshairs here right across a daily volume bar of about 41 million, if you go all the way back into March and check daily volume at about 41 million, you're going to find there were only about 10 days all the way back, starting with the March bullish breakout, that had volume above 41 million. Since Apple's earnings report, it's already had 7 days. So in 2 weeks worth of trading, already 7 high volume days above a marker that only had 10 of those all the way back to March. I look at that as bullish evidence. Buyers are engaged, and you can see 2 upside targets here on Apple. So I think it would be interesting to see, do we get confirmation from small caps and financials? And I say yes. We had IWM this week broke out above its June highs, and then I think it put in its own bull flag that I do see resolving upwards. Again, what are you seeing? You're seeing repetitive bull flag or cut plus handle patterns. I think the evidence supports the possibility of strong breakout. IWM on the short term just held a very, very key lower rail support. You can see where the green line moves across the black there. It just held it. You're going to see on XLF in the short term, it also held at the close what I think is important bullish support. I see these parallel channels. I see upside in XLF. And on the daily, you're going to see very strong upside targets after what I have here on XLF. The first week of August is an inverse head and shoulders breakout with a little bit of back test here to the moving averages, another back test of this supporting rail. I think it's bullish. So again, we leave in the bearish possibilities that we do get a painful correction. If it happens, it is going to be painful for my trading and investing accounts, but the probability evidence is stacking up, I think, for the bulls. Let's get to the short term. So I think that strong end of day move that recaptured important support, I think it was significant on the SPX. I see a move up, a back test of all-time highs, and I see a move strongly above 3,400 early to midweek on SPX. Again, the bear target needs to be in there. We're going to have to see rail breaks. So we're going to have to see 3370, followed by 3350, followed by 3340, and then if 3340 breaks early in the week to the downside, you see there is so much space to fall. And that's going to be our hint. If we get a gap down day, if we get continuation through, certainly I think 3030 to 3040, then it's going to be a bear move, and the market's going to tell us. But as of now, I think the evidence supports it going up. On Qs, I think Qs are solidly within a 3 of 3 bull. Again, they held an important lower rail support. I see Monday a strong gap up, breaking all-time highs, a retest at some point mid to late week to test that breakout, and a strong move to finish August. The time frames on all of these short term are end of August. Okay, Tesla. I told you that I didn't get shaken out of my calls on Tuesday. It is true. I held weekly calls. I actually held August 21st expiry calls. I exited those calls in staggered levels. So right in here at 1585, right up here about 1620, and then I'm watching for some consolidation. I think we got it through Thursday on declining volume. I was not early to buy. I wanted to see what happened on Friday, and I think we have another bull flag. So compressing volatility and volume, and notice right at the end of the day, within the last hour, a lower rail test, strong move up on volume, and I think this is ready to break. So I think Monday, a strong break up. I'm not exactly sure where to put the channeling supports between these consolidation places. I just don't know yet, but I got my upside targets. 1684 up through 1700, up to about 1750 on Tesla. On Amazon, look at this cup plus handle plus bull flag. I'm seeing patterns within patterns. And when I see that set up within what I'm charting as a 3 of 3 wave, I get aggressive on Amazon. I bought Amazon aggressively at the close. I think it broke this bear flag, this bull flag, sorry. I think it retested, and I'm poised for it to break this rail. It's got to get above about 32.10, and then it's got to move above Thursday's high, possibly with a back test, and then a strong move up. And you're going to see I have very bullish targets on Amazon. Goog. Look at the back test of the bull flag. So this is actually also could be a cup plus handle. It tested it, it held the lower rail. Gang, you're seeing again over and over. The patterns could resolve themselves with explosive moves next week. Now, I've got a bearish marker in place. I've got bearish rails. If Goog breaks 1500 to the downside, it's going to fall to these rails. So I've got my stops on Goog right at about 1495. If Monday gaps down and there's follow through selling, I'm going to exit. It's going to be the market telling me. But I think the repeatability of these bullish projections has me holding strongly, bullishly into the weekend. Facebook, another one. So Facebook, take a look at this bull flag. Take a look at what I think is compression. Let me get the volume back up to here. Look at this volume compression. Strong volume in what I've got as a wave 3 of minor 5 or a wave 3 of minor 1 if we're in a super bull count. Compressing volume, and I think we're ready to break out. Right here, we've got a MACD squeeze. We've got RSI divergence off that bottom towards the end of trading. That was actually midday on Friday. I'm looking for a breakout. And we'll finish with Apple. So Apple, having already broken what I think was its own bull flag, I'm kicking myself for not recognizing my own preaching. Why wasn't I bullish on this breakout right before its earnings? If I had been, the gains would have been amazing. It created this huge gap up right in the middle of what I see as a 3 wave, which is exactly where you expect to see gaps of recognition. We see consolidation into another bull flag, another break, a move up, and then here, I think all we got right here on Friday, we got a back test. So it's holding this lower rail. It bounced off it. Look at this volume increase right down here on the close. Again, further evidence. I think everything lines up. I hope you see it visually. That I think the week of August 17th to 21st, continuing in through the end of August, could be very, very bullish moves. Of course, I'm on my toes. A rail break here, 1455 down to, well, there's a lot of space to fall. I'm going to be on my toes for possibly something to happen. But putting the weight of the evidence together, I think the probabilities show there's resolution yet to be given to the upside. So maybe you were able to recognize some of these patterns. If you weren't, for your own trading, start charting them. Look for inverse head and shoulders, cup plus handles with breakouts. Look for the volume compression, the volatility contraction on bull flags. This is where you want to be super aggressive. And we're going to see if it results in getting paid off next week. As always, excited to find out.